Give the call to the member for Casey.
My question is to the Prime Minister. The Herald Sun last week reported that Victorian families are now paying on average 25% more this year, in 2022, on groceries. The average Victorian household is now spending $185 a week on groceries, up from $148 last year. Does the Prime Minister stand by his claim before the election that Labor would deliver real, permanent, meaningful help with the cost of living? Why do Australian families always pay more under Labor?
Give a call to the Prime Minister. The Deputy Leader of the Opposition. Give a call to the Prime Minister.
Thank you very much, Mr Speaker. Well, I have answered on a number of occasions today about the default market offer, and I've done that in the context of the fact that we have—
The member for Casey.
It's related to— I know this come as a shock— it's related to inflationary pressure in the economy that goes through supply chains, that goes through the price of energy, and it goes through, therefore, to having an impact on the cost of living. And that's why we have made measures to impact the cost of living. That's why we've introduced, and indeed is in place from January 1, the cheaper pharmaceuticals. That's why cheaper childcare is there from July 1. That's why 180,000 Australians are benefiting from fee-free TAFE. But the other thing that we're doing, of course, which makes an enormous difference, is wages are going up. Wages are going up. The
Prime Minister will pause, and the member for Casey, the Prime Minister, was asked about cost of living. He's directly talking about families and wages. This cannot be a point of order regarding relevance. Give a call to the Prime Minister and he will remain relevant to the question.
Here's what the RBA Governor had to say. Wages growth is stronger than it was a few years ago, which is a welcome development. It is also positive that the rate of wages growth remains consistent with the inflation target, and that's important, so it's not feeding into wage price inflation isn't occurring. So the RBA Governor has welcomed what we have done. He then went on to say, importantly, the monthly CPI indicator for January published last week provided support to the idea that headline inflation has peaked in Australia. Overall, we expect that inflation will trend lower this year and next. We understand that inflation has a disproportionate impact on those people who have less income. That's just a fact. But that's why we're addressing these issues. And what I don't understand is why those opposite oppose every one of the measures that are put forward to take pressure off cost of living.